what if I told you that right here in the middle of Germany, in a forest, lies a crashed airplane that no one knows about? A huge abandoned city in the middle of a vacation paradise. A water park that cost 30 million euros, which today no one visits anymore. And I know you all want to see me dive, so at the end of the video we will dive to a sunken tank and a sunken military aircraft. And we start with this airplane, which apparently crashed right up ahead. I'd say, let's find out and walk into the forest. This is really right in the middle of the forest. There's no beaten path or anything. Unfortunately, we have to walk right through the forest here. The thing is, there's also an airfield back there, where the plane was headed, and then it crashed here. So, I'm literally standing on the plane, and I can't see anything. Okay, that's a bit strange. Maybe the plane has already been cleared away. Okay, people. Let's take a look at this from above. No guys, I really can't find anything here. This is really strange, and I'm really wondering, is this a glitch on Google Maps? Did someone program this in? Apparently it's just that a plane flew through the picture when a satellite was taking a picture. Also guys, I made a list of tasks where I have to complete a task at each location, and here I have to make an emergency landing with a plane myself. I'm curious to see if this works. So guys, I'd say let's start our airplane. Boy. At least a plane was crashed at this location. In that sense, let's continue with the next place on Google Maps. Here in a field, in the middle of the forest, there is supposed to be a huge passenger plane. This time, however, really... Wait a minute, this can't be happening. Guys, what's up with these Google Maps locations this time? What is this? Google Maps can't just mess with you like this, showing a plane twice that's not even here. There's actually a really old military vehicle. Man, this really can't be happening. What's left? A jet part or what? Did they take everything? But they thought, let's leave the engine here. Behind the trees, it kind of looks like there's something standing there, but no, that can't be. Okay, wow guys, now we finally have a plane in the middle of the forest on some field. Dude, what? East Germany. Wow, did it maybe crash or make an emergency landing? Let's find out and explore the whole thing. Guys, there are even real stairs attached, as if this was once an airport, but it's not. Yeah, too bad there's a fence around it. I don't think you can get in there. But let's really launch the drone and take a look at the whole thing from above. It looks so epic. The question, how did this airplane end up here in the middle of nowhere? And indeed, in the background, you can see this long field. The airplane simply landed here on this field and has been standing here as an exhibit ever since. The entire plane is from the GDR and was used for a very long time as a VIP plane for the GDR army. I don't know it anymore, but the older viewers, maybe your parents, definitely still know the colors. The company was called Interflug. That was the company that was essentially the airline in East Germany. My task, which I have set for myself at this place, is to take a selfie for my girlfriend because she unfortunately can't be here this time. And kind of in the style of the Leaning Tower of Pisa. The question is how to best do that. The picture turned out so bad. And I'm curious to see what my girlfriend will say. That was cool, but from now on, it will get even more spectacular. We're even flying to another country later. So let's move on to the next place. Behind me is just a huge water amusement park. Millions of visitors came here every year, and today you can hardly see any of that. Just how nature is reclaiming this place. I want to say, let's go inside now. By the way, I set myself the task for this place to slide down one of those slides. Let's see if that's doable. It doesn't seem to belong to anyone. There's a beaten path here, so a relatively well-known place. And there wasn't even a fence, folks. Did you hear that? I'm really excited. Do you hear it? That's in there, right? Wow, I'm really excited right now. There, I briefly saw a skateboarder doing something really weird over there. Right down here, the swimming pool begins. I've never seen anything like this in my life. I'm curious to see what else this place has in store for me. It looks like a cover similar to a tarp. Ah yes, the wind. How boring, because that's the joke. I've never been so afraid of the wind. It's not even that old. It was only closed in 2009. It was a real thermal bath, officially recognized. These are really those chairs where you lie down and let yourself be bubbled. That it looks like this now after just 15 years. Pretty crazy, right? Boy, this looks so crazy. So, okay, let's take a look inside. Really a bit scared that someone else might be here. This is crazy. This seems to be the main entrance. You just go straight up to the slide. We'll check that out in a moment. Maybe I can complete my task and actually slide down here. Wild, right? Hello? Is anyone there? Come on, let's go upstairs. Dude, that was just loud. Maybe the lifeguard is coming. I said, when you slide, I heard a pop. Hey, this is really the spookiest thing I'm doing here. Man, is it really wild? No, wow, it's creepy here with the wind. People used to relax here after work or on the weekend. Damn, the whole time it feels like there are always footsteps here. That's a baby pool. This place is really mental. You constantly feel like you're hearing something. Maybe it's still the bathers from back then that you hear here, or the lifeguard. Or I think the lifeguard stood here. He probably just relaxed and made his announcement here. My dear bathers, we will be closing in 10 minutes. I ask you to proceed to the changing room. Thank you. The changing rooms are back there. We will explore them now. Everything is sprayed, but imagine it's just 10 o'clock right now. With 3 or 4 people, it would be super fun here, but with 2, it's really creepy. Dude, watch where you're walking. You get the feeling that the energy from back then is still here. Maybe there are some souls still haunting around. Alright. Folks, now there is someone here. We really heard voices. Now there's someone else here with us. Do you hear that? Do you want to show them off a bit? Yes. Now it's really gone. Here. It's really close. What the fuck? He jumped. We'll just continue with our program, like I'm doing. We're directly making a police series. I think they ran away. I think, unfortunately, they are gone. I think they ran away. You can't tell anyone about this, so it just goes down here. Wow, crazy, guys. Let's take a look here. Crazy, it's all full of it. Everything here is just full of water. Crazy. Crazy. Huh. What do you mean? I don't know right now. That's a firecracker! Dude, it's crazy. They were up there and really scared me. They threw it down from above. This is really mental here. I think it's really at risk of break-ins here. Look, here's a real bar area. Look here, crazy. You can really see how a sauna is built here with the aluminum parts. Okay, people, let's check with the drone now to see if we're alone or if those who were here have left. Feel free to take a look. Maybe they were viewers too. This swimming pool simply cost 35 million Deutsche Marks back then. It had 2.5 million guests per year at its peak. It was also the first super modern pool in the new federal states at that time. Then apparently there was a bit of competition. The whole thing was closed in 2009 and then auctioned off in 2019. Yes, and since then there's just been vandalism here. Can't get around the slide. Let's slide down the slide. Let's go. Do you think we can slide here? So folks, we're going up to the slide. Now I'm really nervous. Look, it's really rusting here. But guys, I don't know if it can still hold us. Yes, here water, inflow. And then we slid down. Are we ready? Hello? Is someone here? I would slide now. So if anyone is still there, please finish sliding. I announced myself, right? That's how you do it in the leisure pool. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Peace, guys. Yeah, okay, then let's go down. Wow. I really don't know if this is a good idea. Yeah, let's get through here quickly. I think this hasn't been maintained for 10 years. Guys, it's so much fun sliding down here. Honestly, I imagined it would be cooler when I set myself the task. Oh, now we're coming to the finale. So, full speed, guys. Let's go. Unfortunately, sliding is really not possible here. And with that, Alvin, we're off to the next mysterious place on Google Maps. This time, it's not in Germany, but in Turkey. And here in Turkey, we explore the most spectacular places, starting with this science fiction-like castle. And now we explore the city behind me. So guys, someone actually lives here. She said we can go in. What? That's crazy. This is definitely a very messy apartment. She just lives here. She just lives here. She has built her stove in here. Somehow everything is lying and flying around here. I think that's her bed where she sleeps. There on the couch and here on the couch. She really lets us go into the apartment quite indifferently, even though it looks like fidgeting on the sofa. I'll ask if she has to pay rent. Are you paying rent?
Yeah.
You know, it belongs to you, but she bought it somehow. She didn't want to fully explain how, but look here. They really put windows in here. Wow, and it goes even higher. Look, man, dude, I'm really stunned right now. Down there was just the storage house, I think. Here's the actual apartment. She just has here. Ow, oops. She just built a balcony here. It really has a beautiful view. Everything is open. Hey, this is so huge. It's bigger than some apartments in Berlin. Here's a chill area. And here, look, there are real swords. They're probably from back then, right? Man, this is huge. I don't know what to say. This thing on Airbnb would be a hit, really. There's another floor, guys. Look, here's the balcony. This is the balcony. Look, this is the bedroom. Here is her bed. She sleeps here. And it goes up another floor. 3 floors, this thing. You can't tell anyone, really? This is so out of my world. I didn't even know something like this existed. This is so beautiful. This is so cozy. Who wouldn't want to live here? She really has an awesome place here in the summer. It's a really pleasant temperature. Not hot, not cold. Come on, I'm moving into a cave. And you live here for how long?
35 years.
35 years? Yes, here. And in the winter? Where do you live in the winter?
This is another house, normal.
Ah, when was this built?
My grandpapa is 1,000 years is coming, and this house.
Great-great-great-great-grandfather. So your great-great-great-great-great-grandfather built this apartment here 1,000 years ago, 3 stories high, and she still lives here. We support the economy here, of course. What a crazy place. People, if you think this place is already extraordinarily mysterious and crazy, it keeps getting crazier and more mysterious. In that sense, I would say, let's continue with the next place. Let's go. So the next mysterious place on Google Maps is here on the Turkish Riviera. This huge abandoned 5-star hotel. There was simply a mini golf course here. There is also a basketball court, a water slide. It may look a lot like barbed wire fence and so on here, but people come and go as usual. So Turkey is a bit different than it is for us in Germany. It really wasn't just any hotel, it was really a top of the top hotel, according to what we found out on the internet. So okay, let's go inside. Wow, guys, this is huge. This was probably the reception here. What a view is this? The location here is really insane. Look at this. Come here. Just look at this swimming pool. Okay, people, let's look down. This looks so crazy here. Between 2011 and 2014, this hotel had to be forcibly closed. Why, and so on. We'll explain that later. Today, everything here is breaking and falling apart. Here, you can really look into the ceiling, also up here. So no idea what was installed there. It definitely looks very, very wild. Wow, I think this was a restaurant. Here is an oven. They probably made kofta with it. I can well imagine that this was a restaurant. This also confirms again that there was a restaurant here. Here's another reel. Oh, don't mess with me. 2011. Dude, everything is recorded here. Cola and Portugal. It definitely cost 8 lira. 5th of May, 2011. Let's go down. Wow, it smells really disgusting here, guys. Oh, wow, I think this was the kitchen. Crazy. Could also somehow be an operating room, I'm telling you, honestly. Dude, really spooky here. Everywhere there are still such old notes. I'll see if there's a date somewhere. Yes, is there still a newspaper here? Yes, 2012. Here it continues to the outdoor terrace. Yes, you have to watch where you step here. They also had a really awesome infinity pool. They definitely had room for a lot of people. To be precise, there were 127 rooms here in the hotel. So not bad, about 250 guests could stay here. Well, oh, no guys, you can't tell anyone about this. Dude, look here, there's just a huge water slide. Dude, it feels like it ends in the sea. Even here, there are still stairs leading down to the sea, so really everything is perfect. It's such a shame that this hotel is just an abandoned place. You would sit here and then it was... and go! Without water, that's difficult. No, nothing works here. Wow, 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 that's awesome. There's a beautiful yacht coming up ahead. The slide is definitely more pleasant to walk on than the ones in Germany. Wow, guys, with this view of the sea, it's unbelievably awesome. I'm really looking forward to going out to sea and diving to the tank and the military plane. That's supposed to be really insane. I'm already hyped just seeing this water. Oh my god. The first time I slipped. Wow, guys, I'm telling you honestly, these steel beams don't look well maintained anymore. It's really shaky here. Look over there. That part in front is also just an awesome basketball court. When you walk along here, it really shakes. Oh my god, I'm a bit scared now. Something has already broken off here. Okay, now this is the most dangerous part. It feels like this part is already torn off. It's lying down here already. Quickly down. Oh my god, this isn't even standing here anymore. Look at that. It's just a dummy. This part is not even anchored in the ground. It doesn't support anything anymore. It's only a matter of time before this slide is standing here. here. Oh guys, I discovered something. It is located behind this. Dude, if this isn't the coolest basketball court in the world, I don't know what is, man. Sheesh. Yeah, I'm really not the most skilled basketball player, but playing basketball with this view has something special. So let's get to the task. Making a basket is a bit all or nothing. If I screw this up, it's gone somewhere. I would say let's go. Oh my god. But it was a rise. Let's go. It's really a shame that this place can no longer be used as a holiday destination today, and all because this hotel violated several environmental regulations and also lacked approval, so a building permit is missing. They probably just built it. I would say in that sense, let's continue with the next place on Google Maps. I'm now in a huge ghost town in Turkey, and we are going to explore it. There are simply over 1,000 buildings here that are now empty. Why this city no longer exists today, we will find out. My task for this place is to find out if there are still a few souls here, if there is still a bit of life from all the people who had to leave their city behind. There are really just so many different houses. The residents here had such an amazing view. It's also on a mountain. You really have to ask yourself, why did thousands of people leave this city from one day to the next? It's just been 100 years since there was real life here. Sounds long now, 100 years, but my grandma almost lived to be 100. They also had a really beautiful view. You can see the small hills of Turkey, which are really lush green. And to the left, you can't see it now, is the sea directly. So right in the middle of paradise. The people lived really cool here. They had churches here. They had all kinds of administrative and economic buildings. It was not a village here, nor was it a big city, but definitely a city that functioned completely on its own. It is indeed the case that this entire city was settled by Greece back then. They were also forcibly resettled to Greece. The people from Greece have to be resettled in Turkey. This is a super complex topic and I don't want to go too far into it, but there was such an exchange of populations between the Turks and the Greeks. Yes, those who know more about it can feel free to write in the comments. Before we continue, let's see what the EMF device says. Oh yes, it has jumped up a bit. It was already at green and now we have landed back at orange. Yes, okay, I think we are getting a bit closer here. It is slightly orange. Here at the very top of the mountain, where you can see the entire city and the sea back there, is this dome. I think it's a church or a small chapel. Let's take a look. Oh yes, that's the way in. That was truly phenomenal. This ghost town is really a mystery. So when you see this, it looks incredibly extraordinary. In this sense, I would say, let's continue with the next place here in Turkey. The final adventure begins, folks. Now, we are diving to a sunken warplane and then directly to the sunken tank here off the coast of Antalya or near Antalya. However they got here, we will find out today by going deep and exploring both wrecks. So guys, we're arriving. Honestly, I'm nervous. This is the first time I'm going back to 20 meters deep since my diving certification 2 years ago. So we're about to anchor. The mood is a bit tense. I think he's already getting ready to jump into the water. Okay, yes. So friends, the drone is flying. Let's take a look at the whole thing from above. Wow, people, right here in front of the boat. Dude, this looks insane. Man, that's crazy. I'm so excited to see how this looks from underwater. Just such a huge military airplane. It's the last time compared to a normal small mini Cessna airplane, and now just with an airplane, it looks very, very wild. Unlike with the airplane, because with the airplane, you can see the shape even more, but my child is definitely there. Down there, that square thing that looks a bit like a stone. Down there is the tank. I would say let's not waste any more time and dive down to the wreck. My task for this wreck is to dive into the military aircraft and make myself a coffee there. I have been told that you can do that there. My task with the tank is simply to dive around it once and explore the thing completely. Let's go. So folks, here we go. I'm really excited. So let's explore the mystery of the wreck down there. Just taking a step. This time, we dive straight down from above to the tank. Seeing the tank from above, how it stands super randomly on the seabed was almost directly above the tank. We then went to the side for this cannon barrel.
That main idea was from the government. They got the tank from the military. In 2017, they sank it specifically for the memory of Bucha as a memorial.
But that was not all. A few meters further, we also dove to the airplane. When we dove to the wreck, I first saw a shadow and more the outlines. It became clearer and clearer. And when it was in front of this military cargo, wow, it looked really crazy. It looks a bit like the plane actually crashed, since the engine on one side is already broken off. And there I saw a large opening at the end of the plane. Scene like when you jump out of an airplane, like in skydiving, we dove in there too. Guys, that moment when I dove into the airplane, it was so surreal. I felt briefly like I was drunk and thought, man, this looks so crazy. I had to settle myself for a moment, knelt on the ground first, and then I dove into these airplanes. Guys, there were suddenly just laptops. And then I immediately saw the coffee pot next to it. My task came back to mind. We had to make coffee down there.
Our airplane wreck has a very beautiful history. In the Second World War, the Americans flew over Berlin and then dropped supplies like food for the people. And that's why the Berliners labeled it as the Raisinbombe. Also den Piété des Naples.
Suddenly, I got really cold. I realized, wow, I really need to get out and up pretty quickly. Wow, guys, that was crazy. It looks so extraordinary. Now on to the next video. Subscribe to the channel and we'll see each other in the next video. Until then, bye.